3.6, finding trig ratio given another. It says given tangent of angle A is the ratio of negative 16 over 63, and that angle A is in quadrant 2. Find the exact value of sine of A in simplest radical form using a rational denominator. So to get started, let's draw a coordinate plane. And remember the quadrants go 1, and then they go counterclockwise, 2, 3, 4. So we've got some kind of angle that is occurring in quadrant 2. Draw some kind of diagonal line and then draw a line straight down towards the x-axis to make your triangle. It doesn't matter what shape it is. Think of what tangent's ratio is. Remember TOA? It would be its opposite over adjacent. So this is really its opposite side, and then the 63 is its adjacent side. And let's label that on our triangle. So opposite from this angle would be this height. That would be 16. And then its adjacent is the leg next to the angle. That would be 63. And it's a negative, so one of the numbers have to be negative. Well, think about on a coordinate plane. If I go backwards or to the left, that makes my x value be negative, whereas my y value is positive in quadrant 2. And that will help me figure out, what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find sine of A. So I guess I could have called this A instead of theta. And sine, or so, is opposite to hypotenuse. Well, I've got the opposite, which is 16. I just don't have the hypotenuse yet. So I'd have to do Pythagorean theorem. And I'll let you solve that and see if we get the same thing. Got it to come out to be a hypotenuse of 65. Remember we talked about that will always be positive for your radius there, or your hypotenuse. And so then to make the ratio for sine of A, it would equal the opposite, which is a 16 over 65. And that would be your answer. Let's try number 2 without a picture. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. And cosine of an angle is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So picture an adjacent leg, that's the x value, over the hypotenuse is the r. So remember that cosine is x over r. Well, in secant, it's switched, so this is my radius, and this is my x value. So I don't have the y, but I've got to find cotangent of angle A. And so this one's hard because this is a reciprocal and this is a reciprocal. Cotangent goes with tangent, which is usually, what, opposite over adjacent. Cotangent, then, of angle A will be adjacent over opposite, which is, in terms of x, y, and r, adjacent is going to be on the x, and then the opposite would be the y. So tangent was really y over x. Cotangent is really x over y. So what do I need? Well, I need y to be able to write this ratio. And remember that x and y are the legs, the radius of the hypotenuse. So I'm going to take my x value of 6, doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative, 6, and square it, plus, I don't know my y, and I'll use the letter y, squared, equals my radius, which is square root of 85 squared. 6 squared is 36. Square root and square cancel, so that's 85. Subtract 36 from 85. That's 49. Square it, that would mean y is the value of 7. So really I have an order pair at 6, 7. I still haven't figured out the negative situation, but that would be my numbers. And so to write cotangent of A, I would need my x value, which I said was 6, over my y value, which I found out was 7. But thinking of quadrant 4, in quadrant 4, which would be down here, what are the signs? Well, x is positive, y is negative. And this was x over y. So this y value should really be negative as well. So that would make it negative 6 over 7. If this totally confused you, then I would go back to drawing a picture. I'm just trying to get to where you think in terms of X, Y, and R to maybe speed you up, but if it doesn't work, then don't do it.